to create a number custom field, and also how to increment the value of that field as you move from question to question. So this is really useful if you're looking to score someone and start with a starting value like you would with a lead score. So let's get started. I'm in the decision trees menu here. I'm going to go add. I'm going to create from scratch. I'm going to call this number and calculation. Sum plus feature. So I will explain what that is in a second. So go ahead and save that. And that's my decision tree already set up. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to just create a simple decision tree, and I'm going to call this please business need. Just making this up on the spot, and let's get a little bit. Oops, I should select that multiple choice. And I'm going to go ahead and select the answer. First, I'm going to go to 1. Add. Go 2. Add. 3 plus. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and save that. And I'm just going to duplicate that. Let's create another question to show something about for adding and subtracting values. The actual question doesn't matter as long as we have one for the purposes of this demonstration. So obviously, how many clients does a business need? I'm going to go ahead and say employee training is necessary. Oops. Okay, and here I'm going to have so the same answers because I cloned it. So I'm going to just get rid of that. I'm going to turn this into true and false. Yep, that's multiple choice because I cloned it, and I'm going to go ahead and save. So I've got 2 custom fields, but I'm not saving the data anyway at the moment. So what I want to do for that is I want to go to admin, custom fields. I'm going to create an answer custom field. I'm going to go add, and I'm going to go business underscore skill is my custom field. I'm going to go business skills score. The type is going to be number because we're adding and subtracting values, and I'm going to start with the default value of, let's just start with 100. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to go back to my decision tree, and that's this one here, edit, and what I want to do is I'm going to add the value of the custom field right over here. It's the last custom field, so I can just drag there, or you can search, enter it. I'm going to add that in twice, so I just clicked it. Each time you click, it adds the custom field. So we just need 2, 1, 2. The first one is my label, and the other one is my value. I tend to do this because so that way you don't forget. So if you're checking for multiple things, then you'll get a little bit confused if you just add the value. So you just add 2 of those, and let's just turn it into a header right there. Right. Now, if I preview this, I should see the value of 100, because that's the default value that we're starting with. All right, so that's my default value. 100 pops right over there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract and add values to the 100. So add custom fields, show custom fields. business skill, just that one there. Now, if I pick, my first question was about the how many customers are needed. So if someone says 1, then we want to go minus 50. If we're going to 2, we'll leave it at 0. And if it's 3, then we're going to plus, let's say 50. For argument's sake, you could have any score here you want. And I'm going to use the same custom fields. Save. I'm going to go ahead and save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the second node here, and I'm going to do the same thing just to display the value. So, of course, before you go live, you want to remove all of this, but for the purposes of when you're kind of playing around and testing and making sure that your calculations are coming through correctly and you're not making any mistakes, I'll actually just test and make sure that everything is running smoothly. So I'm going to do that. Go ahead and save. If I just refresh this now, so I'm going to start with 100. Now, if I pick this, it's going to go to minus 50. Make sure that's correct. Right, so it looks like the value has been replaced. So I am going to take another approach here, which is for the first answer, add your base value. All right, so and there's a reason why we're doing this, because let's say, for example, if you're using this as a text field and you wanted to add a gender or something of that sort, then you can't just replace the value, or the replacement of the value will be the correct thing to do, rather than, because there's no addition subtraction to take place. So for now, what we're going to do is if you want to start with a base value, so for example, if you want to start with 100 and we're going to do minus 50, then what we're going to do is we're going to go start with the value of 50. Here we're going to start with 100, and this one here we're going to start with 150. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the base value and adding it to the first answer. Now going forward, the addition subtraction will work. Right. So I'm going to go through with that. Save. I am going to go ahead and change the custom fields value because there's no need for that. Edit. I'm going to bring that back to 0. Okay, so let's do this. Refresh that. So it's going to show 0. Now if I select this, it's going to show 50. If I select this, it's going to show 100. If I select this, it's going to show 150. Right, which is basically the base value I started with, plus the answers from that question. So that's what I've done. I've just added that, summed it up. Now for this one here, because we've got because we haven't added the value here, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do true. I'm going to add 1,000, and let's say for false, I'm going to add a minus 1,000, just for the purpose so we can see the sums without having to do them in our heads. Okay, so yep, that's perfect. I just want to make sure I didn't forget about that. All right, let's go ahead and refresh this. Base value is 0, 150. If I go true, oops, I'm not going to show much if I don't add another node in. Okay, results. And I'm going to do the same thing. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Okay, business skill is blank. I'm going to go 150. If I go, oops, if still make mistakes even after doing this for a few years. Okay, it's 50, true, 1050. Refresh that. 50, if I click that, it's going to be minusing 1000, so it's goes to minus 950. So the thing I wanted to share with you is that LeadsHook has its number fields, which is this one here, has already got the sum plus capability built in. It'll add and subtract the values as you add them to each question. So there's no need to add separate custom fields for numbers and then add them and subtract them at the end. You can use the same field. So see business skill, this added the values in, and then on the second question I used the same custom field, which is business skills again, and this time I'm just adding the values for the question, and what the system has done, it's going to add and subtract that to the total or the running total from the previous question. Right, so that way, if you have only one score to calculate, and if it's provided it's just plus and minus, or adding and subtracting, then you can go ahead and just use the same field everywhere, which makes it really easy rather than having to create separate number fields for each question and then having a totally separate new calculated custom field to add and subtract all the rest of them. So this is a really smart way to go ahead and do your calculations, and you can go ahead and add as many as many number fields as you want, and the sum plus feature will work. Just wanted to show you this in this quick example. That's how the sum plus feature works, and you can go ahead and do your summations based on by using just one field. Thank you, and bye for now.